Hello and welcome back, guys. This is Ibrahim Quraishi here, and we are back in New Year, and I'm very excited to continue the next topic of the sessions which we are doing in VMware tutorial for beginners. So this is session 31, and we are going to introduce what we call a VMware Update Manager. Now, with this particular version, Update Manager is fully integrated with the vCenter server. Just want to remind you before we get started that I have reached 1000 subscribers on January, I think on 4th of January, and quite happy, and thanks a lot for everyone who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, as you can see, all notifications, so that you don't miss out on any of my content. And thanks for your comment and feedback. So agenda for today is VMware Update Manager. As we discussed, we are going to check at what we can the pre-checks which we need to do before we start looking into updating the host, ESXihost. We'll look at like Inter-operability Matrix. That's another thing we need to check before we start looking into upgrades. And we are going to start off with what is a baseline, and how to create one, and how to create different type of baselines. So they are basically a dynamic baseline or a static baseline and stuff like that. We are basically going to do a demo. I'm not sure whether we can cover it in this video, but if I can't cover it in this 10 minutes, then I will create another video just for you guys with a demo. But we are going to cover the topics on how to attach a host baseline, and how to attach and stage and remediate the patches going forward. Yeah, okay, then let's get started. So Update Manager, the VMware Update Manager is built on the vCenter Server Appliance. It's inbuilt, as I said, so it's automatically enabled and ready to use when you want it. It's also known as VUM, which is VMware Update Manager. VUM allows you to install ESX from version 6 to 6.5 or 6.5 to 6.7. So basically, if you have 6.5 running in your environment, you can use the VMware Update Manager. You can import the ISO and then allow and you can use that to roll out your upgrades from 6.5 to 6.7, which is a handy thing to have, rather than just going through sticking a disk and doing it manually. You can just choose to upgrade from there. VUM also allows you to patch the ESXihost for bug fixes, which is the main use of the Update Manager. So that's another use. Basically, we can stage it, and we can also automate this. We can schedule it really if you wanted to. It's important to understand the patches, so read the release note before you deploy it. So it's always very beneficial to understand what you are actually installing on your environment. So basically, go through the release notes, go through and understand what you are basically what you're going to deploy. So as discussed, compatibility check. In some cases, you may find compatibility issues with version of VMware products you have running in your environment. So for example, like if you have a product which is vCenter server, which is obviously everyone will have that, right? But if say for example you are running along that via ROPS or vRealize orchestrator, so you need to make sure when you're upgrading your vCenter for the next rollout, you need to make sure your other components which you have, or other VMware products which you have, are also compatible with this upgrade. If they are not, then eventually you will be out of support, or you'll have some functionality which is broken, which could be crucial to your business and crucial for your daily BAU task. So always make sure you check the compatibility matrix. For example, obviously if you are upgrading to 6.7 and you have an older version of VRO running in your environment, then you need to upgrade VRO to the latest version beforehand. Then you can basically upgrade this vCenter to 6.7. If not, then the obviously functionality or the compatibility matrix shows that it's not supported. So those sort of things. And not only that, when you go for a support with VMware, if you are not following the compatibility matrix, this is the first thing they'll say: it's not compatible and we won't support you. Well, not bluntly like that, but more or less they will say upgrade your environment and then we'll look into it. Obviously that's the first response they'll give. They'll do the best endeavors sort of support, but also they will highlight and say this is not compatible because you're not following the compatibility matrix. You need to upgrade this components and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how the compatibility matrix looks like. So this basically is specifically the Inter-operability Matrix check. So you choose upgrade path, you basically log into the obviously search it on Google, Inter-operability Matrix, you'll find it, and then once you get there you can hit interoperability solution and database interoperability or upgrade path. So over here, when you're talking about upgrade specifically, because you are updating the vCenter server and so on, so you'll be looking at upgrade path, and then over here you can see vCenter 6.7 update 2 is compatible with this, and update 1 is compatible with vCenter is compatible with these two versions, and 7.0 is compatible with all three versions. If you have a host running with 7.0 or vCenter running with 7.0, these are the options for you. So let's have a quick look at the compatibility side of it. So let's open a browser. So again, compatibility matrix, when we talk about it, we can also look at processors, we can also look at different guides. There's a lot of content available, like we can look in respect to the guest OS compatibility, or if you have a VMware View environment, there's a compatibility matrix for Horizon as well, so you can look that. So there are a lot of stuff around there. So this one is my favorite. So obviously if you are running a particular version of ESX and you have a server and you want to check whether it is supported or not, so you basically go and select how many sockets you have. 4 sockets, and then you select which is the model. So I'll bridge and view. So now it says basically Inter-operability Matrix, which is this. Now you select what product do you want. So in my instance I can search vCenter server, and we can say we have this, and then we can say we have VMware So say for example we have vCenter orchestrator, and the version we are running is 6. We could potentially add more, but for now if we add these 2 items, I don't think it's compatible, so it's not even coming up. So what about this one? Yeah, so you can see orchestrator is only compatible with 6.7 U3 with 6. 3. But if we have another vCenter here which is running 6.5 update 2, so 6.5 update 2 is compatible. No, it isn't. So 7.6 is the only one which is compatible. So 6.0 is not even compatible. So for example, if I want to upgrade it to this version, that means it shouldn't be a problem. But if I am going to upgrade it to U3, yeah, that's fine. I guess obviously you can get the idea, right? Obviously you choose the product. The main product is vCenter, and then you basically select which other product you have from VMware, and then obviously put the version number and see whether it is saying if it is compatible or not. So that's how it is. And the upgrade path is this one which I was saying. So we have, for example, I'm going to give you ESX. Yeah, hypervisor, and then if we are, say for example, we are running 6.0 update 3, can you upgrade it? On this note, you need to remember that in March VMware has announced that it is going to have the end of life for 6.0. so anyone who are still running vCenter 6.0 or ESX 6.0 still have 2 months to upgrade, and you better act fast and upgrade it to the next version. Okay, so I think it's enough for today. What we are going to do is we are going to start the demo in the next session, and then we'll see how we will upgrade a particular host in the next session. All right, thank you for watching. And question of the day: what's the acronym of VMware Update Manager? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe.